Hey everyone, this is Zach with the Nerdbot GameCast. I'm joined by...
This white guy who's staring into your eyes so
Okay,
voluptuously.
I wasn't going to go there with it, but I still appreciate...
I love you.
Do you care if people know your name, or is that the alias you want to go by?
My name is Aaron Golden. Hey, everybody. I like Jack Daniels in my cup, and that's what's up.
I prefer vodka in my cup.
You would prefer vodka.
I prefer Diet Dr. Pepper. It's a really good drink. One of my favorite beverages in the world.
Yeah.
That third voice you hear.
Is David Amadeus Pacheco.
Dap.
Names.
That three names. Yeah,
That is.
I am that Mexican.
Oh, I was going to say Dap.
Dap.
Dap. I just realized Dap is your... Oh, that's awesome. Your initials.
Dap.
Mine is
Dap
Czar.
ass.
Mine is Czar. And my brother is Burr. And together we're Burzar.
Bizarre.
I don't know why I felt the need to inform you guys of that, but hey. Anyways, remember you can check us out at nerdbot.com, facebook.com/nerdbotmedia, and instagram.com. Instagram...
Is it .com?
Okay, I was going to say. But yeah, instagram.com/nerdbotmedia. And we're going to start out with how we always start out, which is, what are we playing? Who wants to start?
I could start.
Okay, let's hear it.
By the way, I like your dress shirt.
Thank you.
It has no sleeves on it, but it is almost December. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, the thing about sleeves are...
Overrated.
Sleeves are overrated. I kind of live my life in a more unbound, wild fashion, so I prefer no sleeves.
Well, you want to make sure when you throw those bows like Ludacris, that you're ready for action.
Oh, you know what's the worst? Def Jam Vendetta, the original one. In an interview? No, not the game. No, the game was amazing.
Okay.
No, in an interview, they were like, hey, Ludacris, what are your thoughts on this game? He was like, man, I just told the developers that I want to move where I throw some bows. And I'm like, what? And that's what his move is. And his special is called throwing them bows. And he just elbows somebody over and over again. I'm like, okay, Ludacris, sure.
I'm not even mad at Ludacris. That's what I would do. I would love to be known for throwing bows.
All right, I'm sorry. I got to cut you off.
Huh?
We need to talk about the fact that everyone hated Def Jam Icon. Did either of you guys play that game?
I played it actually.
What do you think about it? I can't talk.
It's not memorable, honestly. I
But it's
remember
Def Jam,
playing it.
bro.
I remember playing
Russell
it because it was
Simmons.
a Def Jam game, but honestly, it's one of those games that you play and you play them, but you don't really remember too much about it.
So, I mean, I agree with you. It wasn't like mechanically a great game, but the thing that was like the coolest was, I don't know if you guys remember, it's like if you have like the advantage in a fight, your character will like, you can press like I think it's like the right analog, and they pretend like they're like using a turntable.
Yeah.
And then if they do it all the way, if they get like a full, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 spins, it would cause like some environmental change, like a Escalade would blow up in the background and it'd knock everybody back, and then like the music
what?
would change. Kind of, yeah. No, exactly that. And I remember like I was like, this is the best game of all time.
Oh
like
my
forget
gosh.
about and like this, like I got really bummed because I never finished it. But one of the things I remember happening in the storyline when I stopped was, I think it was Fat Joe killed me. Or he thought he killed me and he buried me.
Yeah.
And then they're like, that's the end of him. And I was like, this is the end of the story? And then the screen goes black, and then you hear somebody trying to dig you out of this grave, and it's Method Man. And I was like, thank you, Method Man, for saving me, which isn't the first time I've said that. But anyways.
That is so cool because like I never had a PlayStation around that time. It was just more.
Well, they had it on Xbox 360 as well.
Yeah, but during that time, are we talking about like maybe what time did that game come out? Like
Early
2001, 2002.
No, it was on
99?
360 and PS3.
Okay,
Icon was the third one, and it came out around the launch.
Okay.
So
I know.
So I think that might have been a multi-platformers with PS2.
Yeah,
I know it's on PSP as well.
Is it Icon?
Yeah, I think it is. Like
I mean-
I think I saw the other day. I was like, well, I'm just gonna wait for another sale so I can finally buy
Def Jam Icon.
Icon because I don't know if I want to spend $5 for that.
Oh man, I want that so bad. We should just stop the podcast, go buy that, and just play it right now.
We should talk to PlayStation, see if they give it for us for PS Plus.
Yeah, just say, hey, can you text us?
It's Christmas.
Anyways, Def Jam does get me off on a tangent, and I apologize. So anyways, what you been playing,
No,
Aaron?
it's cool, man. Still hurt when they released J.O. Felony. All right, so Yeah, dude. I've been playing not much. I just came here to drink alcohol and scratch myself. But no, I did play some Street Fighter V for the first time in my life. We threw a gaming party the other day, and it was great. We had a couple TVs downstairs. We had about 10 or 12 people come over, had some pizzas. People went to Old Town, came back, had a few drinks. It was just a fun night. I hit the jacuzzi. My back feels better. It's been 5 days since that time. Gonna do it again. But other than that,
So what you been playing, Aaron?
I saw a lot of people playing things, and I decided to get in on it. Street Fighter V. My friend Masai was like, "Hey, buddy, I don't know if you know how to play Street Fighter."
That's a cool
I was
name,
like, "Well,
Masai.
I guess I've been hanging out under a rock my whole life." But Street Fighter V thinks you have never played Street Fighter ever, so they're like, "Hey, I don't think you've ever played this game before. We've made 5 of them, plus like a million others."
wait. Hold on. So you've never played a Street Fighter game at all?
No, I have, but it makes
okay.
you think like you haven't. So it gives you a tutorial.
Gotcha. Okay.
Tutorial in the beginning of what to do in Street Fighter. And we all know like the basic moves from like all the characters back then. From like what Street Fighter came out in '93.
The first Street Fighter came out in 1864.
Yeah, just like the Order 1886, which is a shitty ass game.
That game is better than Uncharted. Go ahead.
We're gonna fight right now. Yeah, don't listen to Zach.
Galahad would beat.
Don't
Never
listen to
mind.
Zach.
Never mind.
That
Go ahead.
game's
Go ahead.
A waste of your time. Okay, so anyway, dude, so Street Fighter's like, hey, I don't think you know how to play this game, so here's a tutorial. And this is what I hate about some of these games now, because I wanted to just fight my friend, have a few brewskis, keep going, smiling. But then he's like, hey, man, I know you want to, I know you're just downloading this on your PlayStation 4, so you had to go through this tutorial before we fight. And then it brought me back to Madden 2016 and 17, because when you pop that game in, you got to go through a whole 2-minute situation in a championship game, see if you're going to win or not. Screw that stuff, dude. I want to get straight to the game. Let me pick my team. Let me pick my character in this particular situation here. And I was like, oh, man. I said, Masai, just go ahead and just do this tutorial for me. I know how to play this game. Anyway, he does about maybe 10, 15 minutes later, or maybe that's how long it could have been. And I was in alcohol drunk time. So, things can go far faster.
Classic
It's
alcohol
Inception.
drunk time.
It's Inception. You drink. Time goes faster than what you think. So I don't know how long it really took. Maybe it took 5 or 10 minutes or 25. But all I know is that
a huge margin of error on that
I
one.
went out to play some beer pong, came back from my beer pong. I was like, and Masai's like, hey, let's go and play this game. So and then I played it, and I picked Ryu, because he's a basic ass character that everybody
with
knows.
an extra syllable, apparently.
Yeah, so you do that, that.
Ryu.
Isn't it like the back forward, or it's like the down forward Hadouken?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of those buttons.
You sound like a pro.
Well, I'm not much
Street
of a fighter, but I
player.
remember those types of moves. Mm-hmm. So I actually beat him, and it was pretty cool. Then he came back and beat me, and I was like, okay, that's cool. But the graphics look great. I just have a thing against these games now with these tutorials where you should already know how to play these games, and the only reason why they have tutorials is because they think you're an idiot.
It's because no one reads the manuals.
And the only time you need a tutorial,
Because there aren't manuals
the
anymore.
only time you need a tutorial is like a new platformer where you're like your character can do this or do that, learn what he can do. But Street Fighter, come on, we know these moves already. Come on, Capcom, you're better than that.
So
No, they're not.
Specifically with Street Fighter V, it was interesting because I totally agree with you. There's a game I could talk to you guys about some other time called VR game called Riggs.
Yeah.
And that has probably the most egregious tutorial ever because
Wait, worse than Skyward Sword?
I've never played Skyward Sword. That's the one Zelda I never
it had
played.
A pretty it's known for its really bad tutorial.
Really? Yeah, Riggs was really bad just because everything in VR is instant gratification. It's you want to play. It's just a matter of very little barrier to actually playing. You turn it on, in 5-6 seconds you can be in a game. Riggs, it was all right, you got to do a match. Good, you did a match. Now here's this ridiculous transition screen to the match being over.
Yeah.
And now you get to go back to the menus, but you can't play online because now you have to custom. And it's I get it, but in Capcom's defense, I played Street Fighter V when it came out. I want to say February of this year.
Yeah,
the one thing that they actually did do pretty differently, and I can understand why they would have a tutorial centered around that was the whole V.
Oh, their new V system.
Yeah, it was called V trigger and V something else.
Yeah.
And it was so pretty much. Aaron, did you play 4 at all?
No.
Okay, so one of the things they did is like in 4 you had this button. I think on 360 it was like left bumper where it was like this charged
Yeah, you
hit.
can. It's like,
The
yeah,
X
I know.
move,
I know
yeah.
what you
Yeah,
mean.
yeah, and they did in Smash Brothers.
It's like a half uppercut type of jab to the chin.
Yeah, and it's like if you charge it, you can and like hit it, you can stun them.
Yeah.
They replaced that with like every character has a V thing, and it does something different. I want to say Ryu's he parries. So and then I think Chun-Li she does like a vertical jump. So it's like these are fundamentally different. This kind of changes the way you play. So excuse me. In that case, yeah, I can see why they did the tutorial, but the rest is just like I totally remember that. Just the tutorial being like insane.
Oh yeah, Zach. I mean, just like any fighting game, once you start your match, you hit start, learn what the moves are,
Yeah.
what are the specials, what are the combos, and then you say, "Okay, let's go."
Yeah.
And you learn on the fly, and then you just would do like any fighter game. You try to get into the corner and beat his ass.
Yeah. Outside of that, did you generally like the game?
I played a couple matches, and I said, "Yeah, it's not for me." But I did sort of like. I'm just not a fighting kind of game kind of guy. I mean, the last fighting game that I really enjoyed was Injustice. That's a
Interesting.
fun ass game. Like Injustice was really damn good, and I'm real excited for Injustice 2 when it comes out.
Yeah, I forgot that that's coming
It's
out.
coming out next
Me
year.
too.
I totally
So-
forgot about that.
It's gonna have more characters. I remember when they introduced Lobo. Oh, that was so cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, I love the
he was so
NetherRealm
awesome.
games. I love Mortal Kombat 10, but like my issue with Street Fighter, like Aaron, since you're just playing it now, you didn't see this. I don't know if you saw this, David, but like it had the Titanfall 1 effect, where it was like,
Everyone played it and then abandoned it.
oh, that totally too. But when it came out, they put out so much content after.
You just can't do that.
Like to the point where like okay, there was a handful of characters at launch. There was no campaign.
Mm-hmm.
There was no versus a computer. Like online
Oh,
was
that's
busted.
right. It
You
was,
had to-
I heard it
Oh,
was.
there was survival. There
I
was
heard
so
it was bare minimum.
Yeah,
You
it
have to
was-
unlock Guile, who is a character in every.
well, you had to
Street
unlock. You had to
Fighter.
unlock everyone just
Stupid.
about. And then like there were all these things where it was just kind of like, man, this is not a full-fledged game. Then they
But
added.
it came with a full-fledged price.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and this is a problem we've run into. Whereas like now, like I totally want to get Street Fighter V now, because there's more characters you can unlock. There's a story mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there is now.
And it's just crazy to think that.
Why these games are not ready to go?
Yeah.
And they try to meet these deadlines, and it really affects their sales
And
later
their,
on,
and,
like
and their product, too.
in the product. You know.
Yeah, especially this. It's funny that you brought the sales because I remember seeing like the concurrent players of Street Fighter V like a month after it came out, and it was like ridiculously low. And Street Fighter V is the go-to fighting game. Like there was a Naruto, one of these like Naruto like Ultimate Ninja Storm blah 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 games that came out the same month, and I remember the NPDs showed that actually outsold Street Fighter V, and you're like, what? That's
Yeah.
insane. You know what I mean? And it's
I don't
just.
know, man. Have you seen the fights from the series?
I know.
They're pretty
no,
great.
I mean,
See,
I love Naruto, but
And then Masai also brought over SNK, King of the Concords, or Flight of the Concords. No, it's King of the Fighters.
King,
the PS4 one.
King
yeah,
of the
yeah.
Fighters.
And I looked on the bag. Not only was it like extremely like low to download, I think it was just megs at that point. It wasn't even gigs.
Oh, that
And,
means everybody
and then it had
downloaded
like it seemed like 30 or 40 characters. I was
Yeah.
like,
SNK has a shitload of characters.
you know, it's like that's a way better deal. And I was like, dude, this is crazy how they're doing this. And when you have a bunch of friends over, you put the fighting games on, because really when you have a bunch of friends over, it's mostly you're just going to play fighting games. That's
true.
what it usually comes down to. You know, first person shooters are for selfish people, unless you're doing you
Even
know,
though you play nothing but first-person
Uh,
shooters.
Mind you, sir, I had the Xbox One going for Gears of War Horde mode, so we had 3 TVs going fighting. We had the shooter, then we had of course, Smash Brothers.
I forgot about Gears of War. I have that game and I stopped playing it after I beat the campaign.
I stopped playing it before I started playing it. I was like,
I should have done that, actually, honestly.
Well, you can get it right now for $35. You know, for this, it's almost like between $27 and $35 for Black Friday everywhere.
Man, and I paid full price for that shit.
yeah, me too. Anyways, so what you been playing, David?
I've been playing a lot of Soul Calibur 4.
Oh, whoa,
Whoa, that's a great game.
I mean, that was super specific. I wasn't expecting that at all.
It was.
Soul Calibur 4. Okay, now, so
Is that with a Yoda and
That is what the Star Wars character
Oh,
has.
yes.
Yoda, Starkiller,
It's a fun
and
game.
Darth
It's
Vader.
a fun game.
Dude, if you can master Darth Vader in that game, you can wreck. And he's one of the slowest characters in there. But yeah.
What made you
that's
do that?
I'm still processing that.
I got all these new games. Let's just let's
that's
dust off
actually,
this Soul
it's
Calibur
true.
4.
That's actually what happened. I was going through my library and I was like, I fucking hate these games. I got bored of them real quick because that happens often when you
First world problems, man.
I know, right?
So what are you playing it on?
360.
Cool, man. I'm still processing. That's really weird. I mean, like, I
Soul Calibur 4, in my opinion, is better than Soul Calibur 5.
I think so. I think I love the entire Soul Calibur series. I think
I like Soul Calibur 2 is one of my favorites actually.
Yeah,
I didn't like 3.
I
didn't like 3 at all.
I didn't like 3. I liked 1, 2, and then 4. I liked all of them. I didn't really care for 3, but man, that's a weird nostalgia
It's a
trip.
unique fighting game. It really is.
It's great.
Not your typical fighting game.
It's
really cool.
I remember when 2 came out and they had the special guest characters, and it was like GameCube had Link. You're like, what? And then Xbox had Spawn. You're like, what?
They did that.
Then PlayStation had Hirachi.
Heihachi.
And you're like,
Hirachi?
I mean, did I say Hirachi?
Yeah.
Hirachi is the name of a Pokemon.
Harambe? What?
Hirachi, Jirachi, the Wishmaster.
There you go.
What's his name? Heihachi.
Heihachi.
Yeah, who's like the most boring character. That's a funny thing about Tekken.
And he had no weapons. He was the only character without weapons.
And it's funny how like Tekken and like just Sony try pushing Heihachi on us like he's ever been a cool character, and he hasn't.
He's never been.
But yeah, so how does it hold up?
It's in terms of fighting games, it's definitely really, really solid.
Is it backwards compatible?
I don't know if it is yet. Honestly, I had my 360 and the
you
game.
You kind of
so
think it might be, but
it might
be. Maybe it's not.
I know Tekken Tag 2 is. Not that information helps.
Burnout Paradise is.
Oh yes,
which is going to be free next month.
I haven't played Burnout in a while. It's one of my favorite games.
Burnout's still ultimately my favorite ever racing game.
I thought you said wrestling. I was like,
no, that's a Jack Daniels trying to interfere my tongue.
It's probably the only racing game that rewards you for being a shitty driver.
That's what makes it so fun.
I love Burnout, but
Crash Mode was awesome.
I know it is.
Was that what it's called? Crash Mode?
I think it was Crash Mode.
That was like the coolest.
Cause this crazy ass pile up, dude.
That was like
the one who can cause the biggest damage.
That was like the most.
So genius.
Let's stop this podcast and go play that. So
the problem with Burnout Paradise, it was only one player.
The problem for me with Burnout Paradise was the actual races themselves. So you said you never played Paradise?
No, I did play Paradise.
Okay.
That was the last Burnout game I played.
So the problem I had with Paradise, like I loved all of the Burnouts, or from 3 on, I think it was 3. The problem with Paradise for me was that because it was open world, the open world concept was cool, but like races were weird because it was like you had to change the way you played racing games because it's not like follow this course.
Yeah, open world racing games are weird.
Yeah, you're like, oh wait, I can't turn there. It's like so anti-linear that like it kind of changes the way you have to play. But
Burnout was the game where it was all about versus and crash mode for me. Like you wanted to play against your friends and take them out and then beat them in a race, and you can do that for hours. Takedowns were the greatest thing about Burnout, and then it was all about who gets the higher score. Can you achieve gold? In the crash mode, I thought that was. I think to achieve gold, you had to get like 200 million or 200,000.
You had to get an insane score.
One of those insane scores, and you just watch what would happen. You would try different angles and where you can crash. That was a new concept to me at the time, and that was
it still is like a very unique concept.
And I think they're gonna bring. Phil Spencer was. I think he was kind of hinting at bringing original Xbox games.
Yeah.
As backwards compatibility.
Yeah,
compatibility. And Burnout Takedown, was it Takedown 2 or 3?
So there was
only on Xbox.
I want to say there was like Burnout 3, then there was, I don't remember in what order, there was Burnout Takedown, and there was Burnout like,
but they were only on
Avenger
Xbox at
like
the time. They were, and then I guess if you had you bought the platinum hits, maybe it kind of went over to 360 if they did backwards compatibility. I think the only I think there was one that was on both. And then there was Paradise that was only on 360. Yeah, and
but yeah. Anyways, good games. But back to Soul Calibur.
Yay.
Who's your dude in it?
I know most people are gonna hate me for this, but Nightmare.
Okay.
Nightmare. And everyone, it's funny because like I ended friendships with him.
Yeah, my brother was a Nightmare and a Siegfried player, and I was just like, oh.
Siegfried is a little bit more. That's what I liked about Soul Calibur 4 is they split Nightmare into 2 different characters, Siegfried and Nightmare himself. They both play similarly, but they're vastly different tactics that you have to use. Siegfried is, I think, a little bit more situational, depending on if you want to go close range, keep him mid or long. As Nightmare is kind of always mid to long with very few close range options.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I remember my friend that I would always challenge with Nightmare. He would always get pissed off that I would always ring him out because, Nightmare's a great character for ringing out everybody.
Yeah.
So I finally agreed to the closed arenas where there's absolutely no ring outs.
Yeah.
And little does he know that Nightmare actually wrecks in those arenas, especially in those arenas because he has wall combos, which he doesn't get to utilize unlike most of the stages.
Man, I need a new Soul Calibur game stat.
I think it would sell pretty well too. Like, there's a huge Soul Calibur fan base out there that's just waiting for another one.
And with like Evo getting bigger every year, I feel like and Twitch being a thing, I feel like there's even more of markets for fighting games than there ever was in a weird way. But I remember I used to play as I think he's pretty cheap with Cervantes. And like I remember I was like, I gotta play as a dude because that's a cool. It's like I was in like 5th grade for Soul Calibur 2 or 1. I was like, that's the coolest name in the world. I got to get good with him. And he's like this undead pirate.
Yes.
And then like his moves, he would just like fly across the stage. And then like 9 times out of 10, I would fly off the stage. But it was totally worth it.
Can I ask you a question though? During the time, there was a few fighting games that you either picked this one or you picked that one, or maybe you had time to play both.
Like console war-esque? Like, do you just mean like these 2 separate ones where you can only be on one side?
No, they were on both systems. But will there ever be another Dead or Alive? You think?
Yeah.
There was one.
So?
There was one like 2 years ago.
Don't they make like the Bikini Sun?
They did the volleyball
Paradise
one. I
thing?
thought they did something like that. But
Dead or Alive Burnout Paradise.
But I like Dead or Alive. It was a cool game. Like, you could tag in your buddy and keep going, man.
Dead or Alive isn't going anywhere. I mean, because like,
come on.
So
those
they put
titty physics. They ain't going nowhere.
I haven't heard anything about. I mean,
they developed the titty
Xbox
physics.
One,
on video
PlayStation
games.
4 has been out for about 3 or 4 years now. We haven't heard anything
They're
about Dead or
gonna
Alive
make another
yet.
game.
No,
They
there
always make another game.
was. I think it was Dead or Alive
5,
6.
right?
I don't know.
5 or 6?
There was one that came out a few years back, and they do what they do with most fighting games, which is where they keep reiterating on it or keep iterating on it. Where they had like Dead or Alive 5 next. Let's say it was 5. I can't remember if it was 5 or 6. It was like Dead or Alive 5. Then like the next year was like Dead or Alive 5 next round, Dead or Alive 5 final round, and like there was one. The most recent one came out. I want to say like in early 2015.
That's right.
And yeah, it was totally that. It had all these weird, obscure characters in it. In fact, I want to say they had some character from outside the series. I think it might be from King of Fighters.
Yeah.
I think so.
As DLC. So they're still supporting these games. But yeah, I'm always down for more fighting games, especially as like a recent Evo fan. So I said Evo. But yeah,
My favorite guest character in that series is Master Chief.
Oh
no,
yeah.
it's actually not Master Chief.
I think
It's
her name was
actually not.
Linda.
Linda, that's right.
Yeah, which
It's actually not Master Chief.
that was always my favorite thing about the Halo lore was it was like you had Master Chief, Agent Locke, and the rest of them were like Fred, like Fred.
Fred, Linda.
There was literally a Spartan named Fred,
Yeah.
and I'm like, and not that Fred's a bad name. It doesn't evoke like heroics or anything like that.
There was one that had like a Hispanic name, but he wasn't. He was like some Russian descent.
That's
Jorge.
Really?
Yeah, Spartan Jorge. I forgot his number, but he was in
Master Chief
Reach, probably.
Reach. He was
Yeah,
in Halo
that
Reach.
sounds like it.
I was going Master Chief Reach.
All right. Anything else besides Soul Calibur?
No. I haven't. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty Zombies mode.
Well,
Infinite
which one?
Warfare?
Infinite Warfare? Or,
Yeah,
or-
Infinite
Oh,
Warfare.
how's that?
Infinite Warfare or Zombies mode?
Both. Let me ask you both because I have a little come up story to share once we're done here. But
Infinite Warfare. I don't know why a lot of people hated on it. It's actually really solid for an FPS game. Its campaign is really great. And plus it's like hard mode is actually legitimately hard.
Nice.
But then it gets easier, as they always do.
So the thing about zombies, I hate. Like I don't want to say
I hate zombies.
Well, my issue with the zombies mode is just like you die too quick.
You do.
To the point where it's like not even necessarily skill based. Like it's like you have to have like 360-degree situational awareness. It's totally easy to miss somebody.
Yeah, yeah.
And the fact that you can get down like just two snaps and you're down. But something I read, and I don't know. Tell me, is this like a in your opinion, is this like a big change? Is like when you die, I'm told like when you die, you play like an arcade game, like an old Activision
Yes,
game.
they have a revive mechanic in this, where if your teammates survive long enough for you to revive yourself through the use of an arcade game to earn enough spirit points to buy a revive token.
That sounds really, really cool.
It's a cool concept.
It's a cool concept.
I wish we
it's
would've
hard
had
to
that.
execute because
Is it?
when you see 3 of your teammates in there with you, or 2 of your teammates in there with you, you're like
Round's over.
your chances of reviving yourself are pretty slim to none.
Gotcha.
Although sometimes it has happened
Yeah,
where all of us get revived because that one person is just good enough not to die.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think I'm just kind of really, really, really burned out on the whole zombie genre right now, dude. It's
I like it because it's a cooperation
It
type
is co-op.
game.
It is co-op. But you can do zombies on any other Call of Duty right now.
The way I
dude.
see it, it's no different than Horde mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But there's a new game for PlayStation coming out this week, I think.
Killing Floor 2.
And it looks pretty good.
Is that what you were going to say?
Killing Floor, yeah,
I
it looks
thought
pretty
so.
good.
Yeah, Killing Floor is interesting. So I played the first one when it just came out to Steam, probably in like 2011 or 2012. And
It's caught my eye.
Like I would say, if Killing Floor 2 is anything like Killing Floor 1, it's Dead or Alive. Wow, what is it called? Left 4 Dead. It's a Left 4 Dead ass game.
Okay, well, that's cool.
So if that's your
Actually, I like Left 4 Dead.
yeah, if that's
a big time game.
if that's your cup of tea, then cool. But
I really like co-op games.
yeah, I love competitive. I love cooperative games that like horde mode and wave based type thing.
What did you think of Zombie U or Zombie I or Zombie?
Zombie? Well,
Zombie Wii U?
I never played it. Which it's a zombie game, but it plays totally different. But like,
Isn't that a rail shooter?
no,
It's on PlayStation and Wii U.
it was originally on Wii U. It was
It's also
Zombie
on the
U.
Xbox
One.
And, yeah, it was originally on Wii U, and they brought it to Xbox One and PS4, and they
just
dropped the
recently this
U, and it's just Zombie.
Yeah. Sorry for the name.
Because it's
change.
no
I'm
longer
getting confused.
exclusive to Wii U.
Yeah, but this seemed like a cool thought. Like, I think like one of the things is like a first-person shooter. You die, you
Yeah.
get killed by a zombie, and then you have to go retrieve all of your stuff like Dark Souls style. But I think I remember the whole concept was that like, oh, you come back as a different survivor, and you have to get your stuff back from your old self, which is
like
more
Ark
than likely.
Survival,
Oh,
which
that's
sucks.
almost
Which
like
is more than likely going to be a zombie. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, you have to kill your old self.
that's kind of like State of Decay. You play as a
Oh,
group of survivors.
right. Yeah,
Just
State
like
of Decay. Yeah, yeah.
If you
I
die,
respect
if
State
you
of Decay,
die,
yeah.
there is another character you take over, and if you, it's
that's true,
probably
that's true.
pertinent enough for you. The stuff that you're carrying is probably good enough for that you'd risk going back to that hellhole you died in the first place
Yeah.
to risk grabbing your stuff back.
Yeah, but what I was saying is just like
They're making a sequel, by the way.
I'm just waiting
Yes,
for
I
like,
am so looking forward to State of Decay too.
I love it.
yeah, that's.
That was an indie game that took me by surprise.
Remember
Yeah.
the Dead Island trailer when it first came out? You had the mother and the
The
father.
emotional trailer that made a lot of people cry.
Yes, and you saw they're in a hotel off the beach. You know, the water's outside. And
Dead or
everything's
Alive
going
one or two? I mean,
No. This is Dead
Dead
Island.
Island.
Dead
I'm
Island.
sorry. Yeah, Dead Island 1 or 2.
Dead Island, right? The first one when it
Okay.
first like introduced to us, like maybe about 4 years ago, probably.
I think it was way more than. I think it was like probably like 5 or 6.
I'd say
But
about 6.
that hit home to everybody, and that was like a new type of zombie game
Yeah.
that I thought was going to be a new
I
type
thought it
of
was gonna
zombie
be.
game.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like a more emotional ride.
Exactly,
And it
because
wasn't.
that trailer made you think like, "Oh my god!"
That's
are you
why I
serious.
That's why cinematic trailers are the most irrelevant thing to me.
It's
Every time I'm
it'll
at
get you.
every time I'm at E3 and like or I'm watching E3 and like I'll see like a cinematic trailer, I'm like, nope. You show me gameplay because
Yeah.
those can be so misleading.
Yes. Actually, I always tell that to people as a warning. I'm like, don't buy the game if it has a live action trailer
Yeah.
or a cinematic trailer. Cinematic trailer, they can kind of pass because there's Overwatch that has that had the cinematic trailer.
That's
Yeah.
Blizzard. We know they're gonna. Do
No,
good shit.
they can make shitty games too. You play that Viking game?
Lost Vikings.
Exactly.
Well,
It's a deep cut.
what year was that? What year was that Vikings game?
Early 90s. Early
Yeah,
mid
I
90s.
think from 2000 on. No, but then the game got really repetitive. Just like any zombie game gets kind of repetitive, you know.
I mean,
I'm waiting for something. I'm waiting for something to blow my mind. I guess that's fair to say.
let me ask you this.
Dying Light actually blew my mind.
Dying Light was
Dying Light.
incredible, but also I think if you want to talk about fighting, we got to move on because I want to say what I've been playing.
Sure.
But Dead Rising 3 on
4 is coming.
Yeah.
3. Dead Rising 3 was so
Because there'd be a boss when you'd fight after killing zombies and doing shit.
that, but it's also. I mean, here I'll backtrack. I'll say 2 on because 1 was cool, but 2 introduced this idea of like creating putting 2 things together and making a weird weapon.
Yes.
And then they went further with 3, and then 4 is coming out in December, which it looks even more ridiculous. And
it's in the future.
2 and 3 have co-op, and that is some of the most fun co-op I've ever had. But yeah, if I think Dying Light and Dead Rising are 2 zombie type games that aren't repetitive. But
Now 4 is not getting much market.
And
it's not getting much marketability.
And
right
I
now.
had to slaughter like 4 million zombies in order to get that goddamn Mega Buster. I can tell you, it is not repetitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that game. No.
Yeah, 4. I'm looking forward to 4, but yeah, I agree. I still, a part of me still thinks it's gonna get delayed, even though it's only a month out.
Wait, which one?
Dead Rising 4. It's supposed to come out first week of December.
I thought it was coming out. Oh, that's right, December 12th.
Yeah,
Have we get a commercial for it? Has there been a
there's
commercial?
TV spots, but like, there's some footage, but it's like they're just not marketing it that.
No, that's great. I love those games that don't get marketed. They
put
show
more
up.
money into the game.
Yes, because you know they're not blah blah blah. They're not wasting their money on advertising.
Yeah.
They're using that money to develop the game as they should be doing.
But I mean, my only issue with that is like if a game isn't marketed very well,
That's true. It could be a complete bomb if no one knows it exists.
well, it's not even. Yeah, I mean that to me that affects sales, but also it makes me think it's gonna get delayed. Just like Mass Effect comes out in 4 months. Theoretically,
Your predictions on that?
and
being
like
delayed?
it's gonna get
It's
delayed.
gonna get delayed.
Like I feel like it's gonna get delayed.
What game hasn't been delayed?
I know, right? But anyways,
NBA 2K17.
yeah, they're putting a VR mode in, which is
Madden?
so ridiculous. But anyways, so
they?
I've been playing 2
For 2K,
games
VR mode for 2K.
for 2K17, which is
That is kind of cool.
Well, I mean, we don't
kinda
know.
cool.
I don't know what it's gonna be. I don't know if it's just gonna be you walking around the locker room.
You get to be Shaq and try to outdo him on free throws.
Yeah, well, that's real easy.
In that case, go outside if you want VR in your
outside.
fucking basketball
You
game.
buy a Nintendo Switch and bring it to the NBA courts outside and hope you don't get jacked, and then maybe
Like the
everybody
new
plays with you
VR,
afterwards.
like the new VR in NBA 2K is the best. I'm actually outside.
So the game I've been playing, which like is a huge surprise to me, that I enjoy it this much, is Watch Dogs 2. Do either of you guys play Watch Dogs 1?
I played the first one. It was boring. I did not finish it.
What about you, Aaron?
I played the first part, and then I decided to grab my crotch.
Of 1?
Yes.
Okay. Now here's the deal. I put a decent amount of time in 1, and that game was. So Ubisoft or Ubisoft.
Depends on what part of the world you're in.
Yeah, exactly. They have this. They're really good at making okay games. Ubisoft has almost never made an objectively bad game to me. Like,
No.
they're usually like okay. They're really good at making 7s and 7.5s. You know what I mean? But I think Watch Dogs 1 was the first bad game they made. Like,
yeah.
I was like, this character is boring. This world is boring. Like, they clearly put a lot of time into this because there's so many objectives you can. I mean, there's so many like different side missions you can do. But it was seriously like me and Aaron did our podcast, but this was pre-Nerdbot, Gamer and Gameless back in the day, and I remember calling it in my review a soulless game because it was like the main character had dumb generic motivations.
Yeah.
Right.
It was bland and dull. Like you could.
What was it?
hack.
Custody battle or something?
Custody battle?
No.
I'm about to enter into one. I hope I win.
Sorry.
Jeez.
It's all good. No, laugh for me. 'cause
All
I
right.
need it.
All right. You pulled a Watch Dogs 1 and just darkened up the mood.
I'm worried about Wildlands though. I hope.
I mean,
Division. Ubisoft's like, hey, hey.
Division was. Anyways,
At
hold
the very
on.
least, they're improving the division.
I know they have.
Yeah,
But will it? I just don't care about it anymore.
but
true,
all
neither
right.
do I.
So Watch Dogs 1 was super boring. Super boring. You could hack.
A sandwich.
The whole idea was hacking was cool, but it didn't really change the gameplay
They
that much.
No, it didn't. Not at all.
They had a zombie mode.
In Watch Dogs?
Sure
Yeah,
did.
it was a VR kind of mission thing that I had. You could also play as a giant mechanical spider.
What? I
Yeah,
don't
later
remember
on,
this.
bro. See, there you go. That's the thing. DLC happened way on
Was it
later.
No,
DLC?
that was part of the main game.
I don't remember
don't
this
know about-
at all.
No, I think this was a DLC later on Watch Dogs
What,
with the
the zombies?
zombies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah, yeah.
The mechanical
But by that
spider's
time,
main
you're
game.
like, Watch Dogs? What is that? So
Yeah, pretty much. It's because they didn't deliver on half the stuff they said they were for that game. So,
know.
and then what they did deliver on was kind of boring.
Yeah.
Although I will give it was a great technical feat for the graphics they had at the time, considering that it was one of the
First
next gen games. It looked really, really pretty. And then 6 months afterwards, nobody made a really pretty game like
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah.
it was like one of those. It's like ordering a pizza from Papa John's. You know it's good, but it's just gonna come later, and it just takes forever to get there.
It's true.
As usual, Aaron, your statements leave me.
It's about 45 minutes to an hour. I'm
complete-
saying, like, you know,
I hope you ordered a pizza, by the way.
more cars for Papa John's. But how about better ingredients, better cars,
Still
faster
not for
on
less.
time?
Anyways, so Watch Dogs 2. So Watch Dogs.
Please pay us, Papa John's.
Watch Dogs 2 is like the most aggressive 180 I've seen in a game. Like,
From what I've seen, the one trailer that I saw, and you see the main character just whooping ass.
yeah. So the thing is, so Aiden Pierce was the dude from the first one, right?
Aiden Pierce.
Super
Cool
duper,
name.
Super duper bland dude in a trench coat, a hat, just upset with the world. And then you get like Marcus Holloway in the first one. I mean the second one, and like, all right,
Is he black, Marcus?
yes.
Okay.
Damn it,
Would have
Aaron.
been great if he was Russian.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Just to throw you for a loop. But
Would have made more sense.
the thing that's so special about this game is like it's like seriously a total 180 from the first one. First one, everything was serious. This one, nothing is. Like one of the like right after the first mission, you get your second mission. And then how you get your second mission is like so it's you and your group DeadSec. It's a hacker group, and you guys are all like relatively like nerdy people, and they're like modern day, especially if you live on the West Coast, like the modern concept of what a nerd is. And like you are about to go do a mission, and then you get a call from one of your dudes, one of like the dudes saying like, "Hey man, there's a trailer out for this movie. Come back, let's watch it." Blah blah blah, and then that leads into the next mission of like, okay, we saw this trailer. These guys misrepresent hackers, even though we're super excited and like nerding out for this movie. So let's do some stuff, like without getting into spoilers. Let's do some stuff to
No,
like.
go ahead, spoil it for me.
But the whole idea is it's super playful and lighthearted.
Okay.
And it almost reminds me of like Saints Row ish in the fact that they.
I hope they make another one.
Oh man, seriously,
will,
especially after
they will.
especially
the way they
after
ended
4.
four.
Yeah, but
I've never played Get Out of Hell. I want to.
Neither
I know
have I.
because it was a DLC originally, and I know now they packaged it together. But I wasn't gonna pay for the game twice.
yeah, but like the thing about Watch Dogs 2 is it's super playful and it's super. I mean, it's serious and it actually has a lot of really good social commentary. About like race in like the tech industry, like all these really like powerful concepts, but it's in this like playful package, unlike 1. Just to give you like a real quick story of, you guys both played Metal Gear 5, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And how Metal Gear 5, whether or not you like the storyline, the presentation, blah blah blah,
a great game.
The way the gameplay is, you can create stories in it, like because it's so profound, all the stuff you can do. So how I like playing Watch Dogs 2 is I don't like going and shooting places up like Grand Theft Auto style, because hacking is such a heavy component of it. I like sitting out, like if I have to get into a warehouse, I like sitting outside of the warehouse and hacking my way in and causing environmental things to happen and just do all this without
sounds
ever
really
actually enter. But here, a real quick story I gotta say, and then we'll move on to the news. I had to get into like This is great. And this was a side mission. I had to get into this small warehouse surrounded by like 3 or 4 armed security guards, and I had to get this little computer. I had to like hack this computer. I didn't want to go in there and kill them because that's not how I want to play the game. So instead, I hacked one of their phones and got their information. And one of the abilities you can get is get their information and send it to a gang, and say, "Hey, this guy is a snitch."
That's pretty cool.
Hold on, this gets a lot better. So I was like, "Oh, I gotta get rid of that. I gotta get rid of that security guard." So I did that, and then all of a sudden, I'm just sitting there like a block away on my laptop in the game, see like these cars drive up of these gang members, and they come out and they just get in these war with these security guards, right? And the security guards are all dead except for the one I actually called him on. He managed to fight him off, and I was like, oh man, better call in another gang. So I called in another gang, right? And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make sure this dude dies this time. So then I called in a third gang, but when the 2 gangs showed up, they started fighting each other. So I caused this gang war in the streets, right? And you can't make this up. Like gang war in the streets, right? And then I was like, oh no, what's happening? I was like, you know what? Another ability you can do is you can send. It's the same concept, but instead you put out an APP. So the cops come. So the cops come are after this dude, and then because I don't want to single-handedly murder this one security guard, I'm starting a war between 2 gangs and the police. And I'm not even joking. Like it was just like 3 minutes of them just shooting each other, right? And then the security guard still lived. The bullets happened to keep missing them, but the gangs killed each other and the cops killed each other to the point where this one security guard was still there.
Other?
Well, no, they were fighting the gang.
Okay.
And like so, all this crossfire, everyone was dying, and then like I was like, you know what, man, this is like. No joke, like 10 minutes later, I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm just going to go and kill the security guard.
Because that's probably how it is. Like, the game is like, nobody can kill this guy except for you.
Yeah. And no, it wasn't that. Trust me, because this is what happened. I was like, you know what? I'm going to just melee him and knock him out. So I started walking. And then when I started walking, he noticed me and like a character animation backed up. And there were a whole bunch of crates behind him, and he hit the. You can't make this up. He hit the crates, and the crates fell over and killed him. And I was like, I started a gang war. And then like I called my roommate in. I was like, look at all of this, and like I'm just looking in the streets. There's all these exploding cars, and then just like 30 dead bodies because I refuse to kill this one. But like I haven't finished it yet. We'll see how this. I mean, the story's cool so far. We'll see how the story ends. But like stories like those, like I've never been so immersed in a game where I'm just like, I just want to mess around. I've done every side mission. Like
that's exactly like Saints Row.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's just like this is just fun. Like it's like, and it's weird because Ubisoft like
they're not known for fun.
Yeah, they're known for they're known for numbers. We have to have this many objectives, you know, this and this and this. And yeah, anyways, I can't wait to talk more about
cool
it.
Story.
Speaking of gang wars, starting fake gang wars.
Where are we going with this?
That reminds me of that one time I actually did start a fake gang war in my high school.
Okay, well, geez, that sounds like something you want to say off air.
I probably shouldn't say too much about it.
Jeez.
I'm sure it has some actual ramifications.
All right.
As
Well,
a white person, I started a war between the Triscuits and the wheat thins.
The white thins, damn.
Everything is getting really out of hand.
Salami in the middle and see which one won, and the wheat thins.
Did you
win
throw a
every
knife
time.
in there? Damn.
Okay. Well, this is getting out of hand quick. So
Wheat thins are good.
let's move on to the news. One of the things that happened last week, right? Yeah. Something Destiny fit or not? Oh no!
Wait. Did you mention the greatest game
said
ever?
Destiny.
Do you want me to get started?
I didn't mean
Should
to.
I go?
Just
No.
Stay away from D words.
My light
I
level
know.
went
For
to
the rest of the night.
374 the other day. Very happy. Go on.
Wow, cool.
Nobody cares.
Was it?
Damn straight.
Was it Destiny you were playing? Never mind. I'll stop.
The game that keeps on giving.
Sombra finally came to Overwatch. It was
Finally.
announced at BlizzCon. The writing was on the wall almost literally for months. So Sombra came out, and Sombra came out with an update that introduced arcade mode to Overwatch. An arcade mode composed of like
Is it 5 different game modes?
so it's 1v1s, which are awesome. So how 1v1 works is, Eric, have you tried it yet?
I have.
Dude,
A yes or no will suffice.
I don't want to know your goddamn life story this time.
All right.
Damn, I got to get back into the game. I'm just kind of
So,
over.
no.
I'm over Overwatch
Okay.
right now.
All right,
Okay.
David. So
It's good. It's okay to have breaks.
Explain one-on-one.
Okay, so 1-on-1 is you get matched up. It's a 5-point match. So the first one to score 5 wins the whole entire thing, and it's basically mystery heroes into 1v1. So it forces you to usually go outside of your normal characters,
Yeah.
which is great because you get to know, discover which different play styles. You get to discover different play styles with that mode, and it also is a great challenge because there's two like let's say you get matched up as a Hanzo, it's you and the other player are both Hanzos.
Yeah.
So you get to test your skill as a Hanzo.
Is it always the same character versus the same character?
It's always
Yeah.
the same character versus the same character.
That's the
Cool.
wrinkle
Yes.
that made it so cool. Because like when they announced one-on-one mode, I was like, that's so stupid. Because
That's exactly what I thought too
I was
until
like,
I played it.
Yeah, and I was like, if you're a Mercy,
You can't, but the Mercy's not in that rotation. Neither is Lucio.
okay. Well, I'm saying like when they first announced it,
Right.
I was like, how does this work? Or like, I main Lucio. If I'm against a
Kill people with-
Genji,
Who
he's-
heals more?
If
Genji would rock you.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. I was like, this is not going to work. And then when they introduced the whole concept of mirror matches and randomize, I was like, this is really unique. So I've done 2.
And there's no health packs in the map.
Yeah, and like, it's so. I'm like it's such a unique. It breaks in a good way the way you play Overwatch.
It does.
Because not only do you have to be on your feet because you don't know who you're going to get, you have to understand the idiosyncrasies of each hero to understand how to overcome that. So yeah, and then they have 3v3, which is similar. It's like an elimination type mode, but you can choose your classes. No healing packs in that one either, right?
No healing. Same map. No healing packs in the map.
Yeah.
So there's from what I've seen, most teams comprise of at least one healer, and usually they run 2 tanks.
Right, yeah, I feel like I saw a lot of that. But 3v3 is cool, and again, like Aaron, if you haven't tried it, try it because it changes the way you play Overwatch.
It does.
Because
Really focuses on teamwork.
I think the reason why Overwatch is such a phenomenon is because you can kind of play it despite your skill level. You can just kind of play it.
Yeah, my sister sucks and she plays all the time.
It's not. It's Stephanie got a lot.
She's got a lot of achievements. I
She's
don't
got
know
a
if she's,
lot better.
Yeah, you get achievements by putting in time.
No, you don't.
Anyways, so like,
I'm
like
proud
you
of my.
can-
Wait, you saying
you
my
can-
sister's pretty good?
yeah,
She's pretty
she's
good.
gotten a lot better.
We should. I will play her 1-on-1 and kill her every time.
Well, it's because you play Soldier 76 because
Yeah,
you're
because it's Call
you're
of Duty.
selfish player.
First of all, we need selfish players and team players to win the match.
No, we need
No, you
team
don't.
players to win the match.
No, it's also about
It's called
selfishness.
It's called the objective.
Damn it,
You
Aaron.
need team players.
But hold on. There's Kobe Bryant and then a bunch of team players, right?
I wasn't aware
Uh-huh.
Kobe Bryant played
Yeah.
Overwatch.
No. What's the concept? And if you want to have a scorer, you gotta have that one guy on your team that just kills and the other team that supports him, right?
No.
Am I wrong here?
You're
No,
totally wrong.
totally wrong.
No, you're wrong.
Okay.
Because you're saying I'm wrong.
Here's what we'll do. And I'm totally serious about this. Over the weekend, we will play Overwatch. We'll
for
do
your birthday.
5
Your birthday's
games.
here coming up.
Right. We'll do 5 games. I'll play Zenyatta, who's a support class, and you'll play as your Soldier 70 Bro 6. And I
Bro
guarantee I guarantee you, I will outdo you on every single statistic because
Oh, you will, because I know it's a team-based game. But I'm saying you need me to kill
No,
and just
I
got
will
my back, bro.
I will kill more with Zenyatta.
No.
Yeah. Anyways, Aaron knows how to push my buttons.
No.
Zenyatta does get a lot of kills.
Yeah, but anyways, so this 3-on-3 mode, it's cool because it changes the way you play. So like,
Like
someone
Trials
like
of Osiris?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, actually, you know,
that's
it's
not
kind of
bad.
it's kind of
Except for the only difference is this
There's
is
no
shitty.
revives. It's true.
You son of a bitch.
But like, no, this changes the way you play because it's super intense. You know what I mean? Because it's not like you keep.
I got to
spawning.
get back into it. I do.
And like, I mean, even just to try it, it's weird because it like introduces this new concept to what Overwatch is, and yeah,
Elimination.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Mystery heroes, just all these other random changes. But the big one I feel like was Sombra. Sombra she's an interesting character. She's an
She
interesting
is.
addition.
She is so OP. They had to put a character limit on the quick play.
Yeah, and like so some of the things Sombra can do, right? Like she can hack, which is a vague term, but we talked about this a little bit before. But now that we've actually had hands on with it, so what she can do is she can hack people, and that will disable some of some of or all of their main abilities. Reinhardt can't do his shield. Zenyatta can't throw out his Discord or Harmony orbs. So it's kind of like, wow, like
Completely disables the other player.
yeah, like Mercy can't fly. I think Soldier 76 can't do anything but shoot his normal gun.
Takes away his focus fire.
Yeah, so like there's all of these. It changes the way you play, and then the big. I think like I don't know how you feel about this, Dave, but the idea that she can stealth, which no one has been able to do in the game, is kind of crazy, and it changes the idea of
Yes.
like.
She's also the fastest character.
Yeah, she's nuts.
She's the fastest character. If you combo her stealth and her teleportation, she will literally fly across the map
Yeah,
in like
it's-
half of anybody's time.
Yeah, it's nuts. But yeah, interested to see more changes coming to Overwatch. Yeah. So
Oh, yeah. Somber's pretty cool. Plus,
Yeah.
I mean, thank God that ARG is finally over.
yeah, just everyone like, oh no, if you rearrange the letters in UFC, you get Sombra. Like, what? No, you don't.
Yeah.
Like, just everyone just trying to find any trail.
So how
back
many modes are there right now?
There's 5.
There's 5 modes because I stopped playing Overwatch about probably 3 or 4 months ago, because I'm a selfish player and I hate teamwork.
We noticed.
But that's why I talk over you guys. I'm joking. You talk over me. So what? No, but I even tried to get back into it because my buddy, who I play a lot of first-person shooters with, he's regressed. And I'm thinking if we get him on the Overwatch, he may fall in love with first-person shooters again because I have a really good time with him. I'm not talking about your
okay.
brother, Zach, because he's a god in first-person shooters. I know this. There's another guy. So I have the game. And I want to say, let me ask you a question,
What's up?
Paccio.
Okay, cool. Not my name, but totally
No, I'll
cool
just
with
call
it.
you Paccio. How can I get a person who loves first person shooters, but is kind of on the fence of it? How can I get him in Overwatch right now?
Just
have them
buy
play
it.
Yeah.
Just have him play it. It's the only way because like I kind of felt the same way with Destiny. I loved PvP. I loved ranked mode. Like I always did all those ranks. I was like rank or nothing. If it doesn't do anything to my leaderboard score, I don't care. And then I played Destiny, and I absolutely hated PvP for like a year. And Overwatch got me back into PvP, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Overwatch is so.
The only way to do it is just get him to play it, honestly.
Yeah, Overwatch is so immediately accessible that like the controller needs to be in his hand.
It's true. Plus, like every character has a different stratagem, and every map requires a different strategy.
Yeah.
Overwatch is a cool game. I need more. I need them to do more. That's just
Play
me.
more.
And the best thing about it is it's the strategies for every map isn't so.
Is there a
clear
capture
cut.
the flag mode yet?
They have the capture point mode,
Yeah,
which
not-
is
not a
kind of
not
the
a
same
capture
thing.
flag. Well, capture flag it
Kind of the
involves
same. It's
returning
more like King of the
back.
Hill.
Yeah, but anyways, Aaron, give it a shot.
Huh? Oh, yeah, sure.
They
Right.
do need to add more maps, but
I agree.
I know they will eventually. It's one of those Blizzard games that keeps giving.
Blizzard will support. We've talked about this countless times. I'm just excited. When Lucio Ball, what's it called? Lucio Ball?
Lucio Ball was actually pretty
Which
fun.
was, it was Lucio Ball, which was the rocket.
It was the Griff Ball of Overwatch.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that was a cool concept, and
That was pretty
I'm
fun,
waiting for
actually.
more cool
I mean,
concepts.
in October they did a
They did a
horde
PvE
mode,
kind of
horde
thing.
mode
Yeah,
relevant thing. Yeah, and that was cool.
that was pretty fun. It was difficult.
Yeah. All
If
right.
you played the hard mode version.
Moving on to the next thing. So Titanfall,
Mm.
Watch Dogs, and Call of Duty. All pretty big games, relatively, this fall. All of them have been reported to have undersold. These are by various retailers. In the case of Watch Dogs,
Yep.
Ubisoft came out and said, yeah, we know it's selling weak. And Call of Duty, same thing.
Titanfall's weak right now, too.
Infinity Ward? Yeah, Infinity Ward. They are saying that, yeah, we know it's not selling. So, to be clear, Call of Duty is still selling well. It's just selling substantially less than Black Ops.
Then again, it's close to the holiday. They're probably gonna get sold. They're most likely gonna get a huge bump in sales.
Yeah, and the thing is with Call of Duty specifically, this is the first one that is only on Xbox One and PS4. Black Ops 3 was still on 360 and PS3.
Yeah, but no one supports 360 anymore.
Yeah,
or PS3.
Yeah, no, I'm not giving them grief for it, but I'm just saying there's still millions and millions of Xbox 360s and PS3s out there.
That's actually true. My friend still has his 360 and still plays Black Ops.
Yeah,
and there's still a lot of players on that.
Yeah.
Respawn and Infinity Ward and EA with Battlefield 1. They knew what they were getting into. They knew that there was going to be some sort of bloodbath and somebody's going to prevail. And what you're seeing is that you got 3 awesome shooters. Okay, we can say they're 3 awesome shooters right now. We know Titanfall 2 is awesome. Battlefield 1 is awesome. Call of Duty, it's pretty good.
What was that?
You're like, hit that one sucks.
David's vouching for it, so I'll trust his opinion.
It's a great game. Like, out of all the Call of Duty games, it's probably the one I've enjoyed the most.
And see, a lot of people. Here's what I'll say. You had these 3 heavyweights coming out, okay, and somebody was going to be affected by it. Maybe 2 companies were going to be affected by it, or even 3 companies were going to be affected by it. And when Titanfall 1 came out, I think that came out around March or April at that time, and that's not a time for any first-person shooters to come out.
Early spring.
Yeah. And so that it didn't have everybody was so excited for Titanfall during E3 the prior year. So when you saw that come out in the spring, you're like, I think it sold quite well. It had to sell quite well. It did. So why didn't it come out this year earlier that time? Well, probably because it wasn't ready. But maybe the executive thought, hey, it's Christmas time, and maybe we'll have more sales around that time. Bad call, because right now it's not selling like it should. And Titanfall 2 is a great, phenomenal game. In fact, it's better than the first one, and the first one was damn fun. So, like, you're having Battlefield 1, which is extremely amazing. I will say this. And then you have Call of Duty, which comes out this time every year, so that's never going to change. But look, you got 3 heavyweight shooters coming out. Somebody was going to take the fall, and that's what you're seeing right now.
Well, and I think so with all of these games, Battlefield 1, Call of Duty, Watch Dogs, and Titanfall, they're all good games, and I just think it's like the oversaturation that is frustrating. And I feel like this is a trend. Like in 3 weeks, week to week was Battlefield, was Call of Duty, and was Titanfall, all within 3 weeks of each other, or all within a week of one another, and like that's nuts to me. Like, and it's super frustrating as a consumer because, like,
you got to pick one if you don't have enough money.
It's true.
And
I honestly wanted to play all 3 of them, but I picked Call of Duty.
Yeah, and like that's a decision a lot of people are faced with because I think it's very rare. Falls are always packed. The last 2 years, last 2 falls have been insane. But I've never seen so many shooters coming out in such a small cluster of time, and it's just frustrating because, like, I think one game that sold really well and did really well critically and just like all around the board was Dying Light, and it was because Dying Light
January.
Yeah, it got out of the way of everyone.
It's
and
like,
it's just
all right, y'all can kill each other. I'll be over here.
True.
Yeah, and to me, the another thing that interested me, and at first, I was like frustrated. I'm still frustrated by it, but I understand why. Is Watch Dogs selling terrible, or not terrible, but selling relatively bad?
It sounds terrible because it has a bad rep from the first one.
First one,
And then you have all these other heavyweights at the same time. It's like, are you dumb?
Well,
are you dumb?
I'll say it's a little different because it's an open world game. You know what I mean? Whereas like Call of Duty and Titanfall might as well be the same game. Like
they might as well.
Watch Dogs 2 is substantially different. But it's the same reason why I dislike Destiny is because of how they burned me in the past. And like and I know I sound hypocritical here, but it's frustrating to know that people won't give Watch Dogs 2 a chance. Like Watch Dogs 2 is a very, very good game. It's probably contender for game of the year for me. And like it's sad and it's like it's frustrating because like I don't want to see all these developers not be incentivized to make another one in the future and continue innovating because it didn't sell because the first one was garbage. You know what I mean? And it's just it's a frustrating conundrum to
not
have.
only that, prior to these 3 games, a few weeks before that, I believe in September, I think it was September 20th. I'm going to bring it up anyway. Destiny had their last DLC.
Yeah.
And so those with limited, funds if you're a Destiny fan, you're definitely going to pick up that DLC, and then you have a choice after that. Which one of these 3 games am I going to pick up after Destiny? And so that's a real issue there, And so you had all these options, and now some of these companies are suffering. And even the leader of Respawn, he feels EA is not even supporting him. I'm going to say leader.
That sounds super dramatic.
I know,
it's
right?
very general too. I'd say like I'm sorry, audience.
Supreme
I forgot his
Commander.
name, but
Vince Zampella.
Yeah, that's the name. And he said out loud, he's like, yeah, EA, whatever that means. He says EA says we're going to continue to support Titanfall 2, and then Vince says, yeah, whatever that means.
Yeah,
That's not.
But EA is supporting Battlefield.
I was gonna say that doesn't really instill a lot of confidence in me.
yeah,
Yeah, but Titanfall 2 is a tremendous game, and it's just process of elimination for a lot of these buyers.
yeah.
It's true. I will give Titanfall 2 some serious consideration because I introduced my friend to Overwatch after he played Titanfall 2, and he does not like Overwatch.
Titanfall 2 is a must-have.
He does not.
Titanfall 1 was a
He's
must-have.
like, this is boring compared to Titanfall 2. And I was
Yeah.
like, you know what?
It's 2 different games.
I told him that they're 2 different games. You shouldn't judge them the same way. They play completely different. But even for FPS games, but for someone to say this is better than Overwatch right now, I'm like, well, okay, because I've never heard anyone say Battlefield 1 is better than Overwatch.
Yeah.
Not yet, at least, until someone hears this and they're like, Battlefield 1's the shit.
Battlefield 1 is... The campaign could have been longer, but the
I-
missions are damn good.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Last piece of news for the day. So we're running out of time here. PlayStation Experience is next week.
I'll be there.
So will I.
Do they still?
Hey,
Are they still
you
selling
want to
tickets?
you want to ride together, get in and out on the way there?
I was thinking about. Yeah, I'm down for the in and out. I think I'm
Okay.
gonna get a hotel for that. We'll see. Cause
You-
I got the 2-day ticket.
Whoa! Hey,
Wait,
bro,
wait, are they
I
still
would like
selling
to bring
I don't know.
alcohol and we can like hold hands and.
Well, we can get in and out for sure. Pre-game with some in and
Zach,
out.
you get a
But,
2-day pass.
Oh my god!
I don't know if they still have it. It was an early bird.
I got the Saturday ticket.
Okay, I got the 2-day ticket. I got Saturday and Sunday.
I'll be there
And it was
with
like
you.
I
60?
should be there.
They also got the Game Awards that Friday. But real quick, what do you guys want to see from PlayStation Experience? I'll go first. I'll go first to give you guys some time to think because I know I didn't preface you guys with this.
I already do.
I
I
already
already
know
know.
what
I already know
Okay.
what I want to say.
All right. Well, I still want to say it. All right.
Okay.
2 things I got this year. 2 investments I was saving up for a long time. It's a PlayStation 4 Pro and PlayStation VR.
Mm-hmm.
VR is awesome. It's groundbreaking. It's cool. PlayStation 4 Pro is also awesome, and it makes games look substantially better,
Yeah.
minus the 4K. Like if we're talking frame rate and
Unless it's
performance
The
and
Last
stuff
of
like
Us.
that. Well, no.
Are they gonna
So
do another
The Last of
fucking
Us.
HD of that?
So The Last of Us does look better. What Last of Us doesn't look better on is if you have a PlayStation 4 Pro on a 1080 TV. If you have a PlayStation 4 Pro on a 4K or HDR TV, it looks substantially
I
better.
need.
Okay.
Speaking of
But-
which, I need to upgrade my TVs.
I mean, you can get 4Ks for relatively cheap now, like $300-$400. But anyways, PlayStation 4 Pro launched with I think it was 39 games that supported it, and that's cool.
It's supposed to be 100 games.
PS4 Pro.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the VR.
Oh, the VR is at the end of the year they said it's going to have 100 games.
and that's what I hope to exceed next
yeah.
week.
So that is what I really those are the 2 things I really want. Is I want more PS4 Pro support and making it so are these 40 games are cool and they look better. Like Infamous second First Light or Second Son and First Light. You can you can increase this frame rate and it looks totally different. It looks amazing. And I was blown away. And it was at that point where I felt okay with my purchase. And all of these games looks like Watch Dogs 2 is one of these games that support. And look, Watch Dogs 2 look insane. Looks really, really good. Dishonored 2 looks great. But I really, really want to know going forward that they're going to continue to support this. And I hope to see that at PlayStation Experience. Same thing with PlayStation VR. They have all these cool games, Thumper,
Horizon.
Headmaster. All these games have awesome, there are PSVR games that are great, and all these cool, unique experiences. But I don't want it to be another PlayStation Move or PlayStation Vita where they don't support it. So
true.
that's what I'm most excited for
Yeah.
and hoping that I see.
You're not going to see anything for Vita. I mean, we all know where that's headed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for a new. I hope to see a few new exclusives that are coming out. I hope to get a preview on that. I also hope to have a great time with PlayStation VR and new games that are coming out because I hope to see. I think we will see some new demos for sure.
Yeah.
To take a look at in the VR booth. I hope there's a bunch of PlayStation VR booths.
They've put out ridiculous numbers of like there's like 110. I think like over 100 developers that are going to be there showcasing different games, and there's going to be like some ridiculous amount of PS4s and PSVRs actually on the floor to play.
You know what would blow my freaking mind?
What's that?
A new Twisted Metal game.
Yeah, I mean, so for context, last year they showed the first footage of Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is huge deal to people.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be the third PlayStation experience, and they've had a pretty good track record of showing some crazy stuff there. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. What about you, David?
3 things.
Oh, 3. Okay.
3 things. The return of the demo disc.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Definitely what you said earlier with the VR support. I want to see what some of the games like Resident Evil, how that goes with VR. I really want to see.
Yeah, so they've already said that that's going to have the full game is going to be in VR, and that sounds awesome. But like, it's Resident Evil is another one of these games that are so like, specifically Resident Evil 7. They've been so kind of cagey about it, whereas like that sounds. I mean, hell yeah, any game that is fully in VR that you can play in VR or not VR sounds awesome to me. But like, this will be the first time they do that, so it's like making that game accessible in both ways.
Yeah. So I think Resident Evil 7 will be the game that either makes or breaks whether or not PlayStation will support VR.
Yeah.
Just because it's a well-known title, they're a well-known developer. It's a game that should have VR, and I feel like would utilize it the best.
Yeah.
So if they can't do it, then I think the other games or other support developers won't, support it.
Yeah.
And then more information on the remake for Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
If we can
need to take a look at that,
especially because by the time Experience
15.
PSX comes out, Final Fantasy 15, after almost 10 years,
12.
will finally be out.
Did you happen to see Conan O'Brien's on Clueless Gamer?
That was so good.
Final Fantasy
He was
15.
like, "Why would anyone play this?" Yeah,
that kind of hit home. I was like, "That's hilarious!" And like, I'm new to Final Fantasy, and I went ahead and bought Final Fantasy 7 on my Vita.
Play 15.
And I see 15 is like, I was like, damn, I don't know. Conan's bringing up some really good points because I'm not really a fan of Final Fantasy at all.
Play 15. Trust me, 15. I mean, we haven't played it. It comes out in literally 7 days. Can't wait. But play 15. This is going to be an interesting one. But
will this be 5 days when the podcast release, or is it 4 days?
It'll probably be out. Podcast will probably be out.
It'll be 5 days. It'll be. Final Fantasy 15 will come out 5 days after this podcast release. There we go.
All right, today is Tuesday, right? Everybody.
Yes, it is. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for listening. Remember, you can check us out at nerdbot.com. I was going to say /nerdbot, which is not how that works. Facebook.com/nerdbotmedia. Same thing with our Instagram. And yeah, thanks for listening. We will see you guys next week.
See ya.
Later.